a client asked me in our Orlando office, Matt, I'm 21 years old. Why do I need to get life insurance? When I say the word life insurance, let me ask you this question, bro. What's the first life experience you automatically think of when I say the word life insurance?
My pop's death.
Oh, yes. Sorry to hear that.
2016. When my dad passed away, man.
Sadly, somebody passing away.
Yeah.
Last night at our workshop, there's 3 people there in the workshop in the back row. They own funeral homes. And they said either people they come with a scratch to pay for the funeral, they raise money for the funeral, or number 3, they got to tell people no when they have to go to a funeral because people don't have he says about $10,000, $15,000 for the average funeral here in Dallas area. So what happened here to Michi Walker, a stud University of Michigan football player, sadly, here's what happened to him. Let's take a look at this clip.
Now I'm going through lung cancer. I have it in my jaw. I got it on my right side. I got it all on my back, man. And I'm losing my life at the same time.
There's a possibility.
We don't know how long he has.
Sadly, Michi Walker passed away. Died from his diagnosis of cancer. Left his family behind, left his kids behind, and people wonder, am I too young to buy life insurance? Was Michi Walker too young to buy life insurance? Was youth? Was it? I'm not using this as an emotional scenario for you to buy life insurance. My kids had a policy since they're 9 days old. Because if this scenario doesn't come up, if they don't die too soon, I want them to live a long life. And if you buy the right policy, that money can convert to cash value or equity that you can use down the road to help fund you through college education, to help you fund your first business, to buy your first house, to help you to supplement your retirement account. Life insurance is more than that. We had, in my book, Gotcha, we talk about Dustin and Kenya Frampton. Dustin built my website, moneysmartguy.com. He sadly bought a policy for $70 a month. He was watching my videos, reading my copy as he was building my website. He said, I think I need to be your customer. He comes in, finds something affordable, $70, $80 a month. 18 months later, at 38 years old, he has a stroke. Thankfully, he survives. But what the insurance company gave him in exchange per the video, was that chapter 3 of my book, give him a nice tax-free check to continue homeschool his kids, to continue the plan of continue paying his employees, to make sure his wife doesn't have to stop homeschooling. The fact they don't have to move from one property to another because they can't afford it. That's what life insurance does. So please don't get hung up on what it is. Focus on what this thing does. And, for Michi Walker, God bless the Walker family. I know it's difficult to lose a son like that, especially in it's so much potential and, a change in life, man. You've had tragedy in your life. Has there been people outside your father? Has you had like friends, maybe cousins that sadly passed away way too young because of a change in health?
Of course. From my dad's side of the family, about 4 generations deep, everyone's passed away from cancer. From my mom's side of the family, about 5 generations deep, everyone's passed away from heart disease. And, life insurance is something that came into my life even before I even met you, knew what PHP was, knew what any of that was. Life insurance happened when my father passed away, and I went to the funeral home, and they said, are you paying out of pocket? Do you have an insurance policy that's paying out?
No.
And I have no idea what that means. I'm like, well, I have car insurance, I have health insurance.
Yeah.
He's like, no.
Rental
life insurance.
Yeah,
I have all that,
insurance.
but I have no idea what the hell life insurance is.
Yeah.
He's like, what did he die from? So they started educating me at the funeral home. What did he die from? Cancer. How many more people they just started asking me a lot of questions. They're like, you should probably start looking into getting some life insurance.
Well, what do you think is the number one reason why people file bankruptcy? Credit cards, student loans, car loans. What do you think people file bankruptcy? Number one by far is number one.
What?
What do you think it is? Take a stab in the dark. What do you think the number one reason why people file personal Chapter 7 or 13
They get sick
bankruptcy?
and they can't afford. They can't work. They get sick. They can't work. They can't pay their bills. Is that it?
They get sick?
They get sick.
That's right. So number one reason is a change in health.
Yeah.
So they charge their credit cards, medical bills start piling up, and bam, they can't afford. So in other words, it's one thing to survive a heart attack, stroke, or cancer, and you have that big bill, right? But it's not like you're rushing to get to work on Monday either. So you're recovering from this change in health, but you physically need time to recover to be somewhat in workable shape. How long does that take?
Yeah.
A week, a month, 6 months, a year? So it depends on that. So health insurance will take care of the medical bills, but health insurance won't take care of your inability to earn income. That's what life insurance with living benefits does today. And that's what it did with Dustin and Kenya Frampton in my book, Gotcha. And by the way, we have many stories. In Orlando, this young lady, we took another picture of this young lady in our Orlando office, And she comes up to me afterwards. She goes, "Matt, I had cancer too as well." Let me see. Yeah, she had cancer too as well. And what's her name? Yeah, she was working from home during COVID, and she had a policy with National Life Group for 7 months, $1 million policy, less than $75 a month. Gets diagnosed with thyroid cancer, gets approved for a $250,000 living benefit that took a half a week before Thanksgiving after 4 months of chemo. So she's paying $70 a month. 3 months later, diagnosed with thyroid cancer. Okay, and I don't know if you can see this, but there she is at our. I don't know if you can zoom into it. Oh, you can't zoom into it, but there she is right now at our Orlando book conference, happy as can be, because she wasn't forced to go to work right away. Yeah. She got a $250,000 check from the life insurance company. Shows up at our Orlando office. Thank you for your business impacting my life, because never thought. So if you're out there and you want to say, listen, I didn't think, I've never heard life insurance do that. Drop in the comments below, living benefits. Drop in the comments below, living benefits. We'll send you a link, so therefore we can get you a quote and get you on the up and up in terms of what the living benefits are of life insurance. So if you like that clip, please watch this one right here. If you want to see the full podcast, click right here.